Main event, we got a spectacular main event. Men and women, listen to this information that you're about to get here. There are content creators telling you to just get married. Just get married. It'll fix all of our problems, Matt Walsh. Just get married, and if people just pick a wife, pick anybody. When you're 42 years old, pick somebody. It'll solve all of our problems, Anton Daniels. Just pick a wife, and if we just got married under the Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, we'll all have our problems and sins all washed away. But is that practical advice? I wrote a book called The Evolution in the better part of almost a decade, telling people on YouTube's it's a wrap. Love and relationships as you once knew it, it's not possible. And I ironed and I laid out my case. Now that doesn't mean it's impossible for you or you. No, you can find it, you can settle for it, you can go for what you know. You can roll the dice, you can gamble. But the idea of love and romance as you once believed it is dead. Dating is dead. All right, we are now in the monetized dating marketplace. Game is dead. This is only for low return of investment, low quality individuals. You do not go to anywhere where there are successful people and see people cold approaching people all day long. You only see this with young men and men that are completely misguided and misdirected. Yeah, do people approach people, be like, hey, have a social interaction? Yes. But you don't see people going, I'm going to approach 100 women a day in very pristine, ironed out facade neighborhoods. Doesn't happen. Doesn't happen at all. These happen in the low quality cities, in the Midwest, blue collar towns, and Rust Belt. Okay. So the old ideas are gone. Can you tell me the number one reason this is, according to CGA? Well, it's the economy. Our economics, the way we deliver products and services, the way we get paid, the way we work, the way we're able to support ourselves, or not the way we're able to support ourselves, our inability to do so changes relationships. Now, people will add on these other things: social media, the internet. These things dynamically have changed relationships. Women in the workplace. So you have the economics just doesn't make family and legacy possible for the masses. And we're going to look at this because the masses are being priced out. Everybody's being priced out of life right now between 2019 and 2025. Priced out. People can't even support themselves, let alone thinking of supporting a possible mate, girlfriend, spouse, partner, whatever you want to say. It's almost impossible. Then you want to have family, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids. And of course, these things will have the law. Yeah, low fault divorce culture, breakups, cheating, affairs. There's just too many going on. But economics is number one. So I ironed out in my book, The Evolution, that because the economics exist the way they do, particularly on the woman's side, I only looked at the woman's side with a little bit of the men. I always point out where the men are struggling, but the woman's side of economics makes it such that relationships don't look as valuable to her at some point of her life. What point of life is that? Typically her most fertile years. So if the women are encouraged, the women are looking at building their lives before they get with a mate. The majority of women are programmed to do this. If they are looking to do this, they have to trade in their most fertile years for this thing, which means that if they want to pivot out of this, they will typically do the tail end of their fertility years and even past that to accomplish this. So this is where you get egg freezing. So women will trade these fertility years in. They'll start reaching the end or near the end, and they'll be like, I'll freeze some eggs as a last possible attempt to have kids. Then you have in vitro fertilization, women having kids naturally or due to in vitro into their 40s. So they've pushed the timeline way down because they're trading in their fertility years. So now You want to have kids. I ironed this all out in my book, The Evolution. As a man, you want to have kids, family, burning desire. You want to have a woman that loves you. 70 to 80% of the women do not have that on their timesheet at 20, 21, 22, 24, 27. They don't have that on their marker. They want a relationship. But as Black Ram 313 says, relationships are just a break from the cock carousel. Okay? So they'll go from relationship to cock carousel to relationship to cock carousel from 15 to 28. Then start changing up a little bit, if possible. And then maybe they could string somebody along and string something together. If they miss that window, ain't no big deal. I'm still a valuable woman. And then what they'll do is they'll still say they're valuable for a relationship, but they're 50, 44. So this guy said, well, what do they bring in terms of value other than sex? Men are 50 and 44 are fucking 19-year-olds. All right, so what am I doing with this 50-year-old other than being shamed and dating this 50-year-old? What am I getting out of this?
Nope.
Right? So it is a very complex situation that social media is now set this on fire. So when you add social media to the mix, you have the woman having an ability to get things from a majority of men, not just from one man. Let me explain. I explained this in my book, The Evolution. Get the book. In a time before social media, a woman's way of getting attention required her to go outside. She couldn't just sit in and wash her hair and wear rollers in her hair and wear a scarf and sit in there and go get a man. She'd have to go outside. Church, social circle. She'd have to go outside and then possibly, go to a nightclub, a bar, however you mate. Today, she doesn't have to go outside. She can market herself and make money in her bedroom. She can deliver the goods to get enough comments and possibly monetize herself right there in her bedroom. All she has to do is use her fabulous screen, her smartphone, to be able to record videos for TikTok, whether they're commentary or twerking or whatever it is. She can build up an audience of men that can give her that validation that she would only accept from men that in her life in public, right? When she went outside, before there was smartphone and social media, she can get that validation. She would have to get a man, get him secured, or get validation from a series of men at a nightclub or a bar. That's what would happen. She was restricted to her own area. If her reputation was dragged down in that area, she would have to find a new area, right? Or she would have to stay in that area and her reputation would be in the gutter. Today, not so much. That doesn't exist, for better or for worse. For the women, it's better because they can get this validation along the line and it's sufficient as opposed to depending on it from one man. So it's sufficient. Money, energy, attention, and time. She's able to get all three of those things, or at least all four of those things, or at least three of the four by just being online. And she can go online, come offline, go online, come offline. The women that say, well, I did that and I don't like it. What are they? 35, 40? They've already been through those things. You don't hear women going at 21, all right, you know what? I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way. It's normally women who are at the wit's end. So they've been on, been off, been on, been off, been on and off, and then they go, oh, I'm fed up. She's 35. Egg freezer. 60 hours a week working in human resources. Overeducated, underpaid. In student loan debt. So you got a debt demon. So now by the time she says, let me just find the man the old-fashioned way, cold approaching me at a nightclub or a bar or at church, this woman's already torpedoed financially. She might be a single mom. She might not be the best person. She might be old. She might be good looking, but you get with her and she says, but I want to have a baby at 38. I froze these eggs at 31. It's going to cost us $90,000 to unthaw these eggs for you to jerk off in that Petri dish and give us a kids. She might say, I don't want kids. What's the point in marrying this broad if she don't want kids? Only economics. Okay, she has a good job. I have a good job. We can survive and have a better quality of life. But you got to put up with her bullshit. Okay? So we have all of these issues that people have identified. So what I'm telling you is nothing new. I've wrote about this years ago, almost a decade ago. This is obvious. But what are people doing? Hope strategy. Just get married. Marriage is the solution. And they're dumping people in marriages and hoping that they can find a mate just by saying, okay, I'm ready to get married. Where's my mate? This is irresponsible, but it's not going to work. No matter how much you push marriage, the statistics tell us it ain't going to happen. Marriage is dying. It's a lie for some people, like white guys. It's a lie for them. Like you could be a regular white guy and you could be good. You'll never pay for pussy. You'll pay for pussy, but you can have you a decent looking girlfriend if you're a tall, regular white dude that look like Shaggy, somewhat in good shape, decent job. That the woman that you'll get in America will never make you pay. She'll pay half the rent. She'll even pay 2/3 of the rent. All right. And she'll be possibly an Asian woman, a Latino woman, maybe a black woman, and certainly a white guy. Those guys will clean house. Okay. Those guys will clean house. They won't have to pay more than 50% of the bill. None of that shit. They won't have to do chores, open doors, put coats over puddles. None of that shit. All right. Because a guy, a woman will want that guy. All right. So he'll never have, and he'll still pay for pussy, but not hers. All right, he'll be in brothels and massage parlors on the weekend. But those guys, they don't have a problem. They're somewhat Chad, what do they call it? Chad, similar to Chad. All right, Chad, or area of Chad. Okay, but a Latino woman will make with that guy, pay half his fucking bills, all that shit. And he'll sit down with his hand in his pan, drinking Natty Light with a baseball cap backwards. All right, a black woman will pay half his bills and pay all the goddamn dates for that guy. Chad Light. There's another word I was looking at. All right, and that guy will marry her because he's not afraid of marriage. What is he? Adjacent. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you. He's Chad adjacent. He's not fully a Chad, but he's Chad adjacent. And she just says, I'll clean him up a little bit, shave his mustache, make him turn his hat to the front instead of the back, put him some cargo shorts on or get some Docker shorts instead of cargo shorts, put him some penny loafers on, give him a nice shirt. She'll buy all of his fucking clothes. She'll buy all of his fucking clothes. Come on, let me take you shopping. And he'll just come up, show, he wearing sandals right to the mall. He don't give a fuck. He got yellow toenails. He smoked pounds of weed. He'll marry her. And she'll make this nigga marry her. Propose to me. Say this. Do that. All right. Those guys are going to always be good in the marketplace. The problem is they're just too few and far between. Not every woman's going to be able to get a guy like that. All right. So then with who do you have at the rest? You have a bunch of dudes that are not qualifying for that. They are just going to be in struggle zone. And the many guys that don't fall into that qualification, all right, are going to always be floundering, looking for solutions. All right. He'll never have the whole masculine frame. He'll get divorced and then he'll just move into a goddamn apartment in Long Beach. That guy, Chad adjacent guy, he's good. He don't care about the red pill. He been getting pussy on an easy drip for as long as he can think. He ain't never even thought about it. But men under that, which is the majority of us, are cooked. Let's show you some data here, okay? 1 in every 4 adults will stay single for life, okay? For all the people here. Get married, get married, get married. The Pew Research Center study reveals a huge shift in the social norms. This is what I've been preaching. Has nothing to do with hate for women and bitterness. I'm saying society has shifted. The huge shift reveals, and it's indicating that 1 in every 4 adults is likely to remain single for life. This, although the number is like, oh, well, that's only 25%. That's nothing. That's not a big deal. 25% could start a revolution. 25% of your money gone will put you in a goddamn foreclosure. Okay, 20% if anything is significant. If 20% of women are selling pussy, that puts the dating marketplace on fire. And we're seeing that. We're seeing that. Okay, so 25% is significant. And then when you add in people that are just going to be married, divorce, all right, that's another 2 out of 4. So it's really 3 out of 4 adults are up shit's creek. All right, up shit's creek. So people are then saying, well, what do we do about this? Well, you're late to the game. This trend suggests that by the time today's young adults reach 50, a quarter of them will have never been married. This is people might say that's not a lot, but this is a huge shift in societal norms. Most people were married at least once and had a kid by 30, 40. Now, it's going to only continue to grow, but despite concerns about the implications of this trend, researchers indicate that single individuals often report higher levels of self-determination and personal growth compared to their married counterparts. All right, so we hear this with women. The happiest women are single. Propaganda, but, when you look at mental health rates, that's not true. But even men on our space are reporting, hey, man, I feel much better not carrying this goddamn dead weight and the expectations of, keeping a relationship high. So people are finding that being by themselves is actually healthier, which I don't mind that at all. That's not cope, but it doesn't help. Now watch this. Patrick Bet David of the PBD podcast posted this. And this is where you see the separation between the generations. Because older men and women typically are like, oh, family support. Now, they've screwed the pooch. They're way too old and way too divorced to be preaching this. But older people, especially conservatives and traditional people, they are still on this bandwagon. They don't realize that younger people have moved on to 20, 30, 40, 50% of them. Like, I'll just be single. They don't realize people are just fucking each other and just hooking up. And they don't realize younger women are on OnlyFans selling pussy. They don't see it because they're too busy being married and raising children and going to soccer games. So they don't see it. Nor are they dating women that age. So they don't see it. I see it. I'm in the field in the trenches. I'm like, yeah, it's bad out here. Like the women of today, the young women of today in their fertility years, it's bad. Like they have no indication. These people don't even think they're adults until 28. They don't even think they're adults till they're 28. Somebody said he's younger than you. So what was it like? What's the point of that? Like what point are you making? All right. Did I say he was older than me? I didn't say that. Like what are you talking about? Why do you guys get distracted by little shit? He's younger than me. So what? Like where was the Did I say he was older than me? Like what are we doing? What are we implying here? What is your point? What is the point? Like, why do you type shit like this? Like, what? Like, you're stopping the show. He says he's out of touch. Okay, what? Stop with the bullshit. All right, god damn. I be out here cooking, and niggas be talking stupid shit. Like, what? All right, here we go. Focus, niggas. Niggas, focus. Jesus. You niggas get distracted by such little shit. That's why you in the position you in. Focus, nigga. Let's get back to this shit. All right, Anesthesia Boss. He's a contributor too. Just focus. All right, anyway. Patrick Bet David, who is married and has children. I recently spoke with a very successful man whose 3 daughters told him They have no plans to have children. Gentlemen, when they blame men for not wanting to get married and have families, and they blame men for not manning up and wifing these girls up, when they blame men for playing video games and watching porn, when they blame men for not getting their money right and being economically attractive, when they blame men, you will find that the women that these men are having as daughters, these daughters want to fuck. They want to fuck and get choked and ride the carousel and work, and they want to trade their fertility year. They ain't got no plans to having no goddamn family. They still brainstem ain't developed until 25, frontal lobe still just plugging in. They want to smoke weed. They want to get poked on by Chad adjacent. They want to travel. They want to make a couple of dollars. They want to sell pussy. They ain't got no idea. They ain't trying to go get no goddamn family and kids. And these are suburban families. He like, what are my 3 daughters? Nigga, when I told you guys, if you plan to have a legacy today, and they want to pop perks and smoke weed, they want to be free. They ain't trying to settle down. They ain't trying to have 4 and 5 and 6 babies. And I told you guys, I said this, if you are a man and you want to have a daughter today, you better plan on supporting her to like 30 or 35, bruh. And people are like, what? Okay, find me a 35-year-old woman right now. Don't go to a suburban community. Go to any city right now. Find me a 35-year-old woman. Ask me how many goddamn kids she got. How big is her family? Is she married? They not. Go to the black community. They probably got more abortions than they got kids. So with that being said, who's supporting them? Sugar daddy, government daddy, baby daddy, daddy, corporate daddy, education daddy. They patching up their fucking life until they 50. And then all of a sudden they be like, where's that woman that said, I guess I'm just going to have to find me a man? Right here.
I don't and will not have an extra $500. So I guess the only solution to my problem is to find a fucking man.
Right there. All right. Soon as they're backed against the wall, then they're like, all right, these men need to step up. They need to step up. All right. Now she 40, 50, back against the wall. Don't got $500 to her name. I guess I'll find a man.
I don't and will not have an extra $500. So I guess the only solution to my problem is to find a fucking man.
Yep. And these are the daughters, man. These are your future wives. These are the daughters that he's talking about. I'm going to read the extra indication here. You guys got to be aware of this. Got to be aware of this. It says their careers combined with today's societal pressures have caused them to second guess starting families. Let me clear that up for you, Patrick Bet David. The economy and horticulture and feminism right here has second guessed them starting families. The best you're going to get out of a woman today is possibly 1 kid. That's the best you're going to get. And you probably ain't going to see that kid walk across the graduation stage. As a father, you probably won't have a relationship with that kid. Now, there are still people in Boise, Idaho, and suburban communities, they'll still get married. Chad adjacent, they'll just clean Chad adjacent up, shave his back down, and put him out there. All right, so he'll be good. They'll have 3, 4, and 5 kids, and he'll start a channel called the Matt Walsh channel, and he'll think he did something. Nigga, you were somewhat just a goofy-ass nigga that your wife found and shaved your back down long enough for her to marry your goofy ass and for you to come out here and keep working like a goddamn utility. All right, you didn't do nothing. You didn't do nothing to get her. You were an average white dude somewhere in the middle of Boise. Good enough. Pluck. You're an average white dude in the middle of goddamn Cheyenne, Wyoming. This what I'll do. You didn't run no game. You didn't woo her. You didn't sweep her off her goddamn feet. Nothing. She just was like, this one will do. He seems to be able to speak in 3 syllables. 3 or more syllables, nigga. She was like, this one will do. All right, you good in America, nigga. right? All right, you didn't do nothing spectacular to get that goofy ass wife you got. You ain't do shit. All right, so you just fit the goddamn mold. All right, put his goddamn flannel shirt on and make his ass do his goddamn podcast. He seems to be able to speak more than ooga booga. All right, and now you out here with a wife and kids supporting them. 80% of your income going straight to them. All right, get the fuck out of here. And what the hell you gonna do, bro? You ain't gonna divorce her, and if she divorce her, your ass gonna be looking like Steven Crowder, goofy ass, giving her $20,000 a month in YouTube money. So, all right, so that's gonna be your next goddamn pit stop if you don't act right. Now, getting back to this. What men have to pick from is different what they had to pick from in the year 2005, 2010. So men like Patrick Bet-David, Anton Daniels, men like Matt Walsh, they pick from a group of women that didn't necessarily have this already. They didn't have this mindset already. So they got married 2004, 2005, 1998, 2007. These were older millennials. These weren't Gen Z. These were washed up Gen Xers that they picked from. That were like, I'll have a career, but it'll be somewhat supplemental. It's not going to be girl boss. They were strong and independent, but they were like, yeah, I know I can't all the way make it. Okay, so I'ma still need an extra oomph, and I'll have this nigga's kids. I'll give him 1 or 2, maybe 3 kids, and that'll be enough. And then I'll pull the rug. I'll give him the old bait and switch and see if he cucks up or if he bucks up. Today's women he's identifying right here. Today's women don't have that mindset. Whether they'll be successful in achieving this mindset is up for debate. I don't know. I'm going to tell you they're going to fail, but that's just me. But when you combine smartphones, social media, career, objections, education, horror culture, OnlyFans, cock carousel, hookup culture, fucking 8Chad adjacents and Pookie adjacents and Tyrone adjacents, you got 3 daughters that ain't fixing to get married. And don't have no plans to. Don't have no plans. They at 25, 26, 30, 31, 34, 30. And you're a father and you got all of these bitches on your payroll in one way or another. This is the future. This is the future. This is the social norms. This is the new normal, as they call it. And I predicted that this would be the norm. This is a huge shift in societal norms. So marriage is no longer going to be the societal norm. It's going to be what some people do and most people don't do.
Has the modern dating landscape confused you? Have many of the standards that you heard you're kind of tired of hearing about and you're wondering, what does it all mean? Well, look no further. Join us talking about the monetized dating marketplace right now on Locals, and it is CoachGregAdams.locals.com. You can create a free account to join the conversation between the Coach Gang members, but also on Sunday, we do a live stream demonstrating all aspects of the monetized dating marketplace, and coming soon in 2025, you're going to have access to a sample of the monetized dating marketplace course where you can get information related to how to participate in the monetized dating marketplace and or how to understand it, so you're not out here spinning your wheels trying to figure out how you're going to best deal with the monetized dating marketplace. Listen, everything and every aspect of dating is monetized. We just want to relieve the frustration that you might have about it. So the best way to do it is make a free account right there on Locals, CoachGregAdams.locals.com. You can get access to those live streams, but create a free account. Just join the conversation. I am the only one covering this conversation from this point of view. And yes, I am ahead of my time. Get ahead of the information before you're priced out.
This is where we are. Patrick Bet-David, shout out to you. Welcome to the club. And he says, this mindset is becoming increasingly common. What did I tell you? Even Patrick Bet-David, who is a smart individual, he's behind in comparison to CGA. I was way ahead of them. He just now figuring this out. Most of the time, because if you're still married, you're in a bubble. You're in a bubble. There is nothing in life that compares to having children. Okay, so now he's going to start proselytizing and maybe putting some religion on top of it. But when you're in a marriage and you live in the suburbs and you go to church and you have a community and you're at soccer games and you're at basketball games and you're at the YMCA and you're at the community park, the civic center, when you're doing fundraisers at your kids' schools, in the suburban community, you're in a bubble. The only people that get out of that bubble are people who get divorced. They fall back down and roll back down the hill. They're 50-50 custody. They're dating again. So they're going, God damn, it's different than the suburbs of Boise, Idaho. This is different. What's going on out here? And then you're trying to tell everybody what these young girls doing today. They'll suck a golf ball through a water hose right on the first date. Right? 22, 23. They want to be choked, whooped, spanked, kicked, dominated, spit down their throat, put in a banana up the tailpipe. You don't even know her first and last name. No condom. Generational. Whereas women in the past, they were probably less likely to do that because AIDS were running rampant. Today, these Gen Z girls don't care about STIs. They don't care. So when you're married, you're in a bubble. And these people that talk in a bubble, the problem they have is they're not talking from the people that are in the current dating marketplace. They're talking from a point where these niggas can't even have an Instagram with bitches on their Instagram because they're married and their wife looking over their shoulder. Who's in a relationship right now? Who's in a relationship right now? When you have your phone out and you're in a relationship or married, is your spouse not looking over your shoulder at some point when you have that phone? Even if they're not like investigating, at some points they'll glimpse over. Oh, what is that? What was that? So you can't even have bitches up and down your timeline twerking. You can't even be scrolling Instagram safely. You got to be like, oh, shit, you got to be in the bathroom. You can't be in on the Facebook, on the dirty side of Facebook. You can't be watching a CGA stream when you're married. You can't be up there. Listen, I'm listening to Coach Greg Adams, and you're married? Who's this old bald-looking ass nigga looking like a lawn jockey talking shit? All right, can't do it. You got to watch Matt Walsh. You got to watch PBD podcasts. You got to watch some, PragerU. So you ain't even in the bubble. You ain't even outside of the bubble on social media. You're completely sanitized from the world when you're married. You can't even text bitches, and bitches can't even send you titty pictures. All right, none of this shit. What these young girls are doing. You got to go to the shitter to go and look at some naked pictures of shit. Like you can't do it. You're completely sanitizing a bubble. Not only that, you're not talking about monetized dating. What's that? What do you mean monetized dating? Yeah, bitch, Cash App, deliver $250. Fuck you like you silly. And you can choke and spank her on the ass and pull her hair, and she goes back to her dad's house. Hey, Patrick, that Bet-David, here's something I can tell you about these 3 daughters. One of them are selling pussy. You weren't ready for that, Patrick Bet-David. You weren't ready for that, Matt Walsh. You weren't ready for that, Anton. You know why? Because you don't understand it. It's not a part of your world. And if I told you, you'd be like, that can't be happening. And it's happening. Why these 3 daughters want to stay single and focus on their careers? They don't want to focus on their careers. They want to sell pussy and get fucked. and take plan B and have IUDs up their ass so they can take it up the Duke shoot for $5 on OnlyFans. They're not telling you that, Pops. Hey, dear old dad. They're not going to tell you that, Pop. They want to take trips to Dubai and get dookied on. They want to go to girls' trips and have fun in Atlanta and Miami and in Houston and wear condoms. They ain't telling you that motherfucking part. I can tell you because that's what's happening.
Do you have the stomach to watch a girl that you really love?
They ain't telling you that part. Oh, no, not these girls. They're good girls. They're at college. College don't matter, bruh. They doing it in college. Who you think doing it? And they doing it outside of college. And they having the fun. They going on girls' trips. They in Las Vegas, renting hotel rooms at Caesar's Palace, trying to find 2 tricks to pay for it while they go get game ran on them by goofy game niggas. Don't tell me I don't know because I'm living it every day. I see it. I'm in the trenches. I'm in the trenches. They not just sitting around. I'm focusing on my career. Yeah. If you want to believe that, I got the goddamn bridge to sell you in Brooklyn. They getting fucked. Look, they getting fucked by every Chad and Tyrone, and they getting selling pussy to old dudes. That's what they're doing. Okay, this woman cleared it up right here. Yep, they at EDC, Burning Man, they at Coachella and Stagecoach, and that's what they're doing. All right, so that's what they want to do. They ain't just focusing on careers.
Literally hundreds and hundreds of comments. And at least 7, I counted. I got tired of counting because I was disgusted. At least 7 women in those comments were like, I've been sleeping with him with no protection, like consistently. What are we doing, guys? What are we doing? And these.
See, it takes them a while. It takes a while for the normies to catch up. But I've been telling you this for years. And guess what? I've been right, hitting the nail on the head. I said marriage is dead. Dating is dead. All that shit is gone bye-bye. The only people who are doing it to where you can say, I still see people dating. I guarantee you they're over 35. Which doesn't help the societal norm. These are just old people with not shit to do. Do y'all see do y'all see a massive amount of people 24 going on dates? Just think about this, guys. Do you go to some restaurant, I don't care if it's Applebee's or Chili, and see 24-year-old people on a date where she's twirling her hair and she's like, and he's sitting there listening to her every word? Do you see this? Do you see 21-year-old people doing this? 20-year-old people just fuck each other. That's it. If they're doing that. Do you see 27-year-old people? God, this is so romantic. On romantic dates? No. If you do, it's a once or twice divorcee group of people. 40, 50, 37, 39. That's what you see. It's too easy. You see mostly women sitting together. It ain't men with women. It's mostly every table is women going out. Groups of women. 4, 3 skis. Onesie twosies, a table full of 8 women. You don't see a group of just every table a man with a woman. Gone. So what's going on there? What's going on here? When you're in the bubble, you don't see it. It's just not a part of your life. And then when you get your intel from a father, a cucked out father who don't get no more pussy from his wife because his 3 daughters live there and they in and out of the house. Talking about I'm focusing on my career. Right? And he's like, what's going on here? Why don't women want to have babies anymore? Donald Trump had to roll out an initiative for white women to have babies at $5,000 a pop. That's how bad it is. That's how bad it is. Let me see here. A cash bonus for having a baby. Well, they're saying he's considering it. A baby bonus for white women to have babies. So it's not just black women, it's white women, bro. They out here, white women out here getting tossed and filled up to the brim with orgasm juice. That's what they doing out here. It's all races of women doing that, bruh. It's a monetized dating marketplace. Cash bonus to have babies. Yeah, and I told you, marriage is cooked. Love, romance, cooked. Cooked. But nobody wanted to hear me in 2018. Nobody wanted to hear me in 2019. Nobody wanted to hear me. The dating coaches didn't want to hear me. It's cooked. All right, and who is it cooked by? The women in their fertile years. That's what it's cooked. We're not talking about old 36-year-old women having babies. We're not talking about 40-year-old women having babies. We're talking about 18 to 30. They're not doing it. How many women do you know right now say, I want to have 5 kids. I want to have 5 kids. I want a big family. How many? How many women do you hear that? 18 to 30. I want to have a big family. Now, I'll hear some stupid shit like a woman that's 37 say she want to have 3 kids. I'm like, like what? How? How is this possible, bruh? Do the math. You're going to have 2 kids on the spectrum. You're going to have $500,000 in vitro fertilization bill. And you might have triplets. That's going to run y'all fucking ragged. How the hell y'all, but women think like this. This is what you have. This is what you're up against today. Let me show you this. He then says, there is nothing in life like comparing to having children, all the money in the world, all the accolades, all the items checked off the checklist. It says none of it comes close to the experience of having kids. As I said, these people have no solutions. Right? They never have a solution. Their solution is just have kids, and get married and have kids and read the Bible. That's it. That's all. Hey, it's simple. Just get married, read the Bible, have kids. Rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. All right? Kids are wonderful. They're beautiful. Marriage is wonderful. It's great. Yeah, you can get your head torn off over there, but just get in there. Roll the dice. They have no practical information. Now, that doesn't mean these guys are dumb. They're just in a bubble. Just don't understand. They're not here in these trenches. What has Pete Davidson said? Skeet Davidson, he's a comedian, a great basketball player for a you-know-who-ish guy. He also dated Kim Kardashian after Kanye West's divorce from Kim Kardashian. He even has doomy news here. So I'm not the only one. The normies are catching up. Pete Davidson, according to Fox News, says young people don't have a shot at finding love. Bruh. Not a shot in hell. What did he say? He shared his views that dating apps and social media has ruined romance. Romance is dead. Romance is dead. Dude, like, who is being romantic today? Men, do you wake up saying, I want to be romantic? How many men are practicing romance? Okay, let's clear this up. How many men 18 to 28 are practicing romance? Are they going, I want to be super romantic? I brought a flower for you. Here's a magic trick, right? Who's doing shit like this? Right? Rubbing flowers on her nose. I know you want it. Proposing, buying engagement rings, looking to shop. What? Not many people are practicing this romance. Now, most women want romance way too late down the line. They don't really want, they're not really looking for romance from any guy. They're looking for romance from the guy. All right. They want romance from Pookie, romance from Chad adjacent, romance from Tyrone adjacent, romance from sugar daddies. Spoil me. Spoil me. This is their romance of today. Fuck me, feed me, poke me, spoil me. That's romance for young women today. Now, you old farts, you old women 38 and above, we're not talking about you. We're talking about the young, fertile women. They ain't looking for no goddamn romance. Not from any old guy. They're looking for it from a small percentage of people. Glocktavius. They want Glocktavius to be fucking romantic. And it ain't happening. But guess what? Glocktavius still fills her mouth up with super seed. All right? Glocktavius don't stop getting his dick sucked out here, even though he doesn't give her romance. She'll just wait. Okay, I'm tired of this shit. I need me a real man, okay? Yeah, sprinkle, sprinkle, and shit like this. But let's go ahead and quickly find some points here. He says he's 31 years old. That is a rough 31.
Oh, the humanity.
That is a rough ass 31, sir. I mean, Jesus. 31-year-old comedian opened up about how he believes dating apps and social media has ruined romance to younger generations. Again, younger generations. Dating apps are just so dismissive. And he says, it's like, yes, no, yes, yes, no. That's so rude. Like, you don't even know the effing person, you know? All right. He also said, and by the way, this is a very normie take, so I have to read it just to show you that the normies are catching up. It says, so I really feel bad for this crop of people, the young people, because I have anxiety. And when I grew up, it was just flip phones and it was pretty awesome. But today's kids, they don't even have a effing shot. They don't even have a shot. So I just hope strategy, it changes and enough people revert backwards a little bit. This is why I'm going to show you. I have a solution for you, meaning that I'm going to tell you where things are going and how you adapt. Free agent lifestyle is the solution. Because it's clear we're not going backwards. It's clear we're not hoping for a change. Patrick Bet-David, the conservatives, the trad-cons, I hope it changes. Just get married, copy paste. Just go back to the 90s. Just start having romance again. Blah, 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 blah. They don't even have a pulse on the society. They just see, oh shit, it's getting wild out here. But it's just changed in front of us and we haven't accepted the change. We haven't adapted. He shared his views with the advent of the internet age, the pervasiveness of social media and the omnipresence of cell phones have also had detrimental effects on dating and damage people's mental health. He says, I think social media and the internet and the phones are in general make everything really difficult. It can cause a lot of anxiety and get you doing bad. That's what he said right here. And, get you doing bad. That's actually a good take. We're not supposed to see everyone's shit all day. All right. And so what'll happen is, I think it just encourages people to do bad things, right? Men and women. Okay. Interesting take right there. Yeah, because, all right, these people got rich this way. I'm going to get rich that way. These people took this shortcut hustle. I'm going to do that hustle. These bitches shaking their ass on the internet. I'm going to shake my ass on the internet. I'm a guy. I see a bunch of women. I'm going to follow her on the internet. So how are you going to get into romantic love when you're following 1,000 social media accounts from women? All right. He says, he's talking about my advice to young people to raise their self-esteem is just to try and not let social media or this fictional world that we are all trying to have a profile on affect how you behave in everyday life. We have a lot of pressure. We put a lot of pressure on ourselves because of the internet. Okay. He said that's what dating is, to get to know someone and fall in love. And that's what's so beautiful about it. So I think when it comes to dating, it should be more prehistoric and not on the phone or Instagram. As I told you once again, people don't know what to do. And it took them almost 10 years for them to catch up to what I was saying. But they don't know how to apply it to everyone. Oh, we should just go back to prehistoric. We should just go back to no phones. We should just go back to social media. That ain't happening. We need to evolve around it and adapt to it. Now we're going to have AI on top of that. Good luck. Not the most, and people are going to say, Coach, man, it'll be okay. No, we have 1 in 4 people that will be single for life. So what could you possibly get? First of all, some of y'all can possibly get nothing out here. The next group of people above that, above the incels and the femcels, what are you going to get? You're going to get monetized dating as an option. You're going to get fat women as an option. You're going to get old washed up women putting pressure on you for marriage as an option. You're going to get MILFs, cougars. You're going to get a whole bunch of bullshit in the hodgepodge. And every now and then you'll get some young prime punani. And if you get an airline ticket, you'll get some cheaper, better looking punani. But you're just going to get a hodgepodge of shit. What are women going to get? broke niggas, dusties, dirties, sell some pussy here and there, get off the cock carousel, hook up culture, get fat, get broke, financially busted, bankrupt, and then want someone to marry you. Married, divorced, abortion, keep a kid, second abortion, third. What we're going to get is a series of spouses and partners. That's what we're going to get from 15 to 50. We're about to get a series of partners. All you're going to do for men, you're going to get a series of women for the next 30 years. A series of women. That's it. That's the best possible case scenario. On and off, in and out, up and down, a series of women. Women, you're going to get a series of men in a different season, in a different era. You're going to go from this era and get a man or multiple men. Then you're going to change the era and get a series of men and multiple men. You're going to be on and off, on and off. That's what we're going to get. That is the best case scenario. Now, above that are going to be people that are monogamous, which is going to be a small amount of people. Small amount of people. So we're talking about 25% of the population. They're going to find their sweetie, preferably before 30, and then they're going to stay with their sweetie. Right? Now, when I say these things, people get all fucked up. They've been listening to me for years. Who remembers listening to me go through this in 2019? Who remembers me going through this in 2018? Who remembers me going this in 2021? I was saying the exact same thing. Guess what? People doubted me. People doubted me. Not me, coach. People doubted me. Oh, it'll change. We'll go back. We'll have a baby boom during COVID. Marriage will come back. Divorce rates will decline. People doubted me. People said, this is depressing. But what am I supposed to do? Who remembers that? I was saying this shit over and over and over again. Guess what? People doubted me. Guess what's happening today? The media, the world has finally caught up to the notorious Coachadamus. They caught up with me. The reality is the writings on the wall. The writings on the wall. I was right. Again, I was right. I called it. A lot of people called it. But some people stuck their head in the fucking sand. Oh, it'll get better. Oh, I hope. And people maybe, and I believe in love, and romance will return, and tradition will return. Gen Z will be more conservative. Blah, 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 blah. And guess what? They were wrong. They're finally catching up. They're catching up to the reality. The rise of the she economy. This is produced by Morgan Stanley, who had an incentive to find out, well, what is our effect in our target market in terms of insurance and selling products to women? They'll have their own money and goods. They did a damn survey in 2019. They found that predictably 45% of prime working age women will be single by the year 2030. They were like, oh, in the coming years, another demographic trend could help further close the pay gap in the U.S., the rising ranks of single working women. Based on the Census Bureau Historica data, and Morgan Stanley forecasts 45% of prime working age women, which I called fertility, high fertility window women. Prime, not old washed up women, women hit the wall, soggy bits women you should get with an old black mammy, not those. We're talking about prime pussy. That's what prime working age means. High fertility prime pussy women. 45% will be goddamn single and childless, which is the largest share in the history of America. Never been higher than that. For people that say only 45%, it has never been higher than that. In the 60s, it was like 15%, 20. In the 60s, 70s, where y'all all want to roll back to, it was like 15 or 20%, maybe not even close to 20%. Going further, not prehistoric, not back to the 90s, not back to 2010, Patrick McDavid, Matt Walsh, Anton, not going back, going forward. Going forward, there are going to be more. It's going to be a rising crop of these women, single and childless, with 8 terminations of pregnancy and pussy to sell. Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. And they're going to say the women will be empowered, the men will be lonely. And yes, this is global. You're absolutely right. This is not just the United States. So what men are looking for is, coach, I'm 24, I'm 26, I'm 30, I'm 33. Dude, these women ain't even thinking about y'all goof asses. So you trying to find solutions on how to cold approach and date and not pay for pussy and pay for pussy. These women ain't thinking about y'all niggas until 40. The majority. By then, what do you got left? Now, they'll use you. They'll get in a series of relationships with most of these guys. They'll share the same guy. They'll have babies by the same guy. By the time they come grabbing for you burning desire ass niggas, you're cooked. Cooked. What is genuine burning desire? Let's let Austin Dunham tell us.
Genuine desire is when a woman, in my opinion, is highly physically attracted to you to where she doesn't have a choice whether or not to decipher if she's attracted to you or not. It's just a pure form of desire. You ever looked at a woman, she was so hot, so attractive, you started visualizing it with her, like maybe like you guys going out on a date, you sleeping with her, whatever it may be, or you get this like inkling feeling in your stomach and she's like that attractive, you don't have a choice but to be attracted to her. That's called genuine desire. I don't believe genuine desire is formed based upon your status, your charisma, or personality. True genuine desire is based upon and within raw physical attraction.
He's saying this raw physical attraction. Is he right? Yep. Because this woman described it right here. Remember this young woman? Oh, damn, my friend went and had a train ran on her. So when a woman wants to experience genuine burning desire, she'll go get fucked by whoever she wants to get fucked by. How about this one right here? This woman experienced it too. She said, damn, all these women admitted sharing the same guy and didn't even want to leave him. They didn't even want to leave him. When it was time for them to say, hey, let's out this guy. Let's out this guy for dating all of us women and fucking us raw. Guess what? The women were like, nah, we good. We good. We'll just stay here, keep fucking these guys. They're good. They're delivering a dick ski. These women are in 18, 20, 25, 30, 35. I'll play it again.
Are we dating the same guy groups? And this past weekend, a man was posted on here. And this girl was like, is anybody seeing him? Because I've been seeing him and I really like him, whatever. There's literally hundreds and hundreds of comments. And at least 7, I counted. I got tired of counting because I was disgusted. At least 7 women in those comments were like, I've been sleeping with him with no protection, like consistently. What are we doing, guys? What are we doing? And they're not saying like we're in a relationship, we're dating, we're talking. No, they're just like, we've just been seeing each other, we've just been sleeping together. That's fine. That's not my thing.
Let me stop it right there. That's not my thing. How many women say this? You know what these guys are these women are holding out on? I don't do that. I don't hook up. These women are hoping that they're still going to find a guy that ain't like the guy fucking all the other women, but he's going to have the same qualities of that guy. It's going to be tall, attractive, rich, good skin, life together, nice car, ready to get married, emotionally stable, emotionally available, emotionally economically attractive. She wants that guy, but all by herself. So I ain't gonna be out here doing it. Lies. Patrick Bet-David found out. What are the daughters doing? So Patrick Bet-David, I recently spoke to a very successful man whose 3 daughters told him they have no plans to have families or children. You know what they're doing? They're doing this. You think they're just focusing on their career and going to school and sitting on their pussies? And no, they're not. They're out here like this.
But if that's your thing, that's cool. But why are we not using protection? Why are we not using protection? And one of the girls was like, oh, he the type that won't do it if you make him use protection. Like, he won't do it at all. Girl, then don't do it. What is wrong with y'all? What are we doing?
What are we doing? Yeah, that's what the world wants to know. The normies are catching up. What are we doing? They having a party. Having a party.
I'm so serious. What are y'all doing? You need to get your rocks off. Cool, girl. Get it how you live.
Yeah.
But at the very least, you guys, you can't be out here moving like this.
Yep, can't be doing it. So what are they doing? Again, no solution. Hey, you know what this sounds like? It sounds like the Red Pill guys. Oh, these girls are going to hit the wall, and they're going to run out of money at the OnlyFans. They're going to have to work at Subway. You can't be moving like this. Ladies, learn. You're not going to be able to get married in the future. They don't care. Having a party. Remember when I said you couldn't stop gay men from dying from AIDS? You can't stop these whores from getting out here, getting piped down. You can't stop women from doing it, and you can't stop the men that are getting it easily or paying for it to do it, to stop doing it either. I know this. That's why my solution is the free agent lifestyle. That's why I give you the JUCO, because y'all ain't pulling this back. Pete Davidson, Petra David, Anton Daniels, Matt Walsh. Too late. Too late. You ain't pulling it back. You ain't going to shame people from not having sex and not having fun and exploring lust. You're not going to throw Bible verses at them. You're not going to thump your Bible. You're not going to say prayers. You're not going to make people put on condoms. You're not going to stop women from sharing top tier men. It's gone. You're not going to stop women from running around early terminating their pregnancies. You're not going to stop them from getting on birth control, shooting IUDs up their vagina. You're not going to stop it. It's cooked. Okay? It's cooked. I've been said it's cooked. It's cooked. Are some people going to do it? Yes. Are some women going to look for the exit ramp off of Highway 304? Yes. Yes. Some people will do it and pivot. I want to see people 18 to 28 doing it, which is the norm. I want to see the normal 18 to 28-year-old people, the majority of them dating, marriage, starting families, building strong families, having religious ceremonies, building communities. I want to see that group of people doing it. And what I'm going to tell you is they ain't doing it. Thus, it's cooked. The majority of them ain't doing it. And it's been almost 10 years, and it's gotten worse. They now making y'all pay. And these girls are like, and you guys are like, it's just pseudo prostitution. Bruh, is that stopping them? It's not stopping them. They still need binds to get fixed. They still need rent. They still need shopping sprees. They still getting flown out. They are still selling feed pictures. They still popping up on OnlyFans in record numbers. They're making records amount of money on OnlyFans at between 18 and 28. What are we doing? And then the men get blamed for it, which is the last piece. Then they just blame the guys. Guys, you ain't stepping up. Guys, you ain't making enough money. Guys, you're not cold approaching. Guys, stop paying for pussy. Guys, stop paying for OnlyFans. If you don't pay for it, they'll be starving. Sharia law. Men do something about it. Men get married. They just blame us. Like we're supposed to do something about it. Men, don't be incels. Men, don't go your own way. Men, man up. And we're sitting over here like, what we supposed to do with this information? Last point again. Young men today don't have any money to even build a family. And this makes young women, this is why I told you the other day that you guys don't realize you're practicing communism. If you think equal pay is good and men and women should make the same amount of money, wouldn't that make men's inability to support a family more prevalent? Wouldn't that make women that the same age as those men look at them as less valuable as a group, not as an individual. Individual people will find ways to have partnerships and all of this stuff. Yes, we see that happening. I'm talking about as a group, a social norm. If a man is 25 and he makes the same amount of money as a 25, 26, 27-year-old woman, he is not economically stable or attractive to that woman. So equal pay, good. Okay, if that's what y'all want to run with, fine. But it literally torpedoes the marriage and dating marketplace for the majority of people. And it's undeniable. It's undeniable. You're seeing it here. People will deny this shit like I'm telling you it's a joke. These women don't see these men. They don't see these men as people that they want. They're just going to say, well, I need someone on my level or above. I need him a little bit above. He that ain't enough. Some people will do 50-50 partnerships, and most of the guys will be Chad adjacent. So small percentage of those guys or some of these cuck beta males, they'll get over there and they'll just settle. Those people just settle. Well, those people just settle. Not many of these people are just burning desire, attractive about each other. They're like, oh, he'll grow on me, and he grew on me. And I guess, at the end of the day, I saw that it was more better for me to do it. And plus I had my eggs freezing, ticking. It was costing me $1,500 a month to store my eggs. I figure I'll get them bitches out.
If you enjoyed this clip, check me out on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel for the best morning live stream every weekday. And of course, we're back for the evening live streams as well. Check out the times in the featured channels on this channel right here. And also the links are in the description box. I will see you there.
New world order.